live.
I
Whatever we
know.
said is
Like
for
right now.
everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Hello,
We're
everyone.
here. I
Hello.
was just telling Freeman and John how one of these days I'll just go live without even telling them that we've done it. And immediately after saying that, I did it. And it still caught them off guard. So hello, everybody.
You
Welcome.
warned us.
I warned
Yet.
you. I gave you fair warning. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Ramblemancy. I'm not going to say it like that ever again, but we're here. Wow, welcome, everybody. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that subscription. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, it's only been like a week since we were physically like on the screen, but I
Yeah.
already feel like I've forgotten how to do this.
What is it? What are we doing tonight?
Right.
Why are we here? Who are you?
Who? What? When? How?
Welcome, everybody. First of all, I would just like to say, welcome, Geek Outs, Mr. Owlbear, Amethyst Cat Lady, Asia Fit, who else did I see? I saw others. I saw Friends Who Roll Dice, welcome, and Gemini Lightning. I think I saw Karaoke Night 69 in there somewhere. I did. Hello, party time indeed. It's
Who's
okay.
manning the Friends Who Roll Dice chat cannons tonight?
I know,
assume
like,
it's usually Ray.
I
but
always
like,
assume it's
anyone
Ray,
guess.
but Cole did show up the other day, so like I don't
right.
know. I don't know anymore.
Okay, Crystal, I'm gonna need you one of these days to just like take all these wardrobe ideas down for me, and then like we're gonna go shopping together, and I'll just start using Ramblemancy to vogue all of the looks that you have for me. Like, and it'll be Ramble Fancy all the time.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are here today to talk about a variety of things, probably, as is custom. Mostly we're here to talk about how we engage with games, and we'll get into that in a bit. But before we do that, I would like to say a few things. First of all, It Came from the Loop premiered this week, and if you weren't there, I mean, I don't know what to tell you other than you can find it on YouTube now. So as of today, so you can find that, and it was very, very good. I was so happy to like be sitting on the sidelines watching, and it was so good. Let's see. Karaoke Night says, I went to bed early because I'm lame, but it was awesome. Good, I'm glad you thought so. Hopefully you can catch the rest of it at your leisure now that it is easily available. Let's see. What else? We are continuing to plug away at the recap video for Infinite Horizon Season 1. And it is coming along quite well. I think we're actually ahead of schedule, I think, last I checked.
Yeah,
We're actually ahead
wild.
of schedule.
Like two sessions ago, we were like, "Oh God, we're not gonna finish," and then we
had
just
it,
like
yeah.
went into some kind of trance.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, we had done like a third of it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's happening. We're working on it. What else? But in the meantime, if you are starved for some Infinite Horizon content, there you can find some recently released on our Patreon. Patrons, check it out if you haven't seen it yet. It's some good stuff on there. Olivia is an amazing poet. Absolutely, Gemini Lightning. I 100% agree. But yeah, so and that's right. Matt has started watching it now. First, I swear that you were one of the people who had been watching it the whole time, but it's only because I remember seeing your name in chat. But it was because I only start paying attention to chat at the end of the episode, and that's usually when you get in there. So that's why I was convinced that you had watched it all. But like, I'm excited for you. All right, we won't get in too far into our plugging before the episode. We'll save that for the end, when we most often just ignore it and end the episode. So instead, let us begin. Unless, hold on, is there anything else? Oh, tomorrow, Borderlands stream.
Oh yeah.
Borderlands stream with Bree. We had it postponed a week, but it's back. It's back and explodier than ever, probably.
We are in the middle of doing something.
I don't even remember what we're doing, to be completely honest with you. So
I think it's we're doing something related to like the
explosions.
main quest and Jack, and we're like in the middle of it. And
Oh,
it's...
I remember what we're doing now. I know where we are. Jesus. Okay. Anyway,
Oh.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
You should
have
tune in
the-
because it's probably one of the most intense parts of the entire Borderlands 2 story.
Huh.
It's gonna be fine.
Matt, I'm gonna need you to be there tomorrow night, just like primed on the explosions coming.
Oh god,
When
it's gonna be so
explodes.
many, and I promise, and it's very likely that it won't even be John's fault most of the time.
Which is a change of pace,
Yeah.
frankly.
So anyway, Heart of Handprints. I'm not sure if I said hello to you, but welcome. All right, let's get started. How about
Yeah.
that Ramblemancy?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just gonna let the silence hang, see how long it takes. Rather than throwing people under the bus, I'll just throw the bus, in this case, which is awkward silence, at them. So
Every time that I think that I am ready to be thrown under the bus, you just like you subvert my expectations.
that's what we're all about here at Rule of Lore, subverting. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. I couldn't keep a straight face. Anyway, welcome everybody. Let's talk about. Depends on the size of the bus. Yeah, well, yeah, depends on the length of the awkward silence in this case. Okay, let's talk about. So when we talk about, first of all, let's set the stage here, because when we talk about engaging with games, we're talking the thing that originally we thought about when coming up with this topic was things like, how do you set the mood for your games? Do you mess with lighting? Do you use maps and minis? And how do you do those things? Do you use props? Do you make props? Do you have costumes? That kind of stuff. And basically we're just here to talk about our favorite ways that we have or could get into the mood of gaming. So let's just talk about it. Let's go. John, what do you got?
I remember back when I was running in person, an in-person D&D game a couple of years ago, which I miss doing that so much. But Amethyst Cat Lady's right on.
Dim the lights, light candles, cranberry wine. Oh, mood of gaming. Yeah.
I mean, some of the same things apply here. The end result is a little bit different unless you're playing a very specific kind of Dungeons and Dragons. But one of my favorite things, or one of the fun things that I did for that game was to adjust the lighting a little bit, and then I had my desktop computer over there playing sounds, and my laptop sitting in front of me with my notes and stuff on it. And so I would just it was super fun to have that soundscape already set up in front of me.
Yeah.
And then I think I've told this story before, but one of my favorite instances of playing with the soundscape was that I actually wrote a little piece of intro because I had a really cool song that just builds over the course of a minute and a half to this really sick this is a villain boss fight kind of music, and it just drops about a minute and a half in. And so I timed the narration that I wrote to hit the villain doing the big evil thing in the middle of their ritual right as the music hit. And I will never forget just the looks of oh my god, we're gonna die on my players' faces.
Yeah.
So
yeah, timing is a very useful tool in that, I think. But yeah, music and narration is so good. Yeah, absolutely. Also, Crystal, are you trying to kill me on stream? Are you trying to cause my death on stream?
Oh my.
oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't look at that while I was talking.
Yeah. I'm just over here quietly dying. It's no problem.
Yeah, so I figured Chad had done something because I could see
Yeah. Karaoke Night 69 says, I am in love with the idea of rations for races/classes or whatever. there's a set of images related to it that this guy made, and I so want to do that. Ooh, interesting. So you mean like making like D&D themed food, or is that kind of what you mean, or like? Because I've seen some really cool ideas about that. Like I happened upon a Pinterest board a long time ago that had some really really cool like D&D themed food stuff that I've been wanting to try for a long time, but just procrastinated on it, and now I don't run in-person games. So
We'll just have to prepare for the next time we do have them.
exactly, yeah.
No, I was gonna mention something about food too.
Yeah.
For when a few times when I've played Skyrim, usually for me it's the best like in the winter time to play it. Because I'm always going cross country in the snowier parts of Skyrim, so it always kind of like it fits. It feels like I'm in the game. It's a kind of a way of immersing myself more. And then I got my like cheese and cracker plate and a bottle of wine too on top of that.
The most
Perfect.
The most immersed I have ever been playing Skyrim was a night that I had just recently bought some mulling spices, and I made myself some mulled wine.
Oh heck yes!
And then sat down to play an evening of Skyrim, like one chilly fall evening, and I was just like, this does not get better than this.
Yeah, this is how I'm going to be playing Skyrim very soon.
Sorry, Karaoke Night sent a link for what they were talking about, and that actually looks super cool. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like very immersive kind of rations or something. That's
Oh, I love that.
That's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man,
trail rations, another thing too. Yeah.
Those would make like just really good like game snacks too. Like
yeah,
they're much healthier than I think a lot of the stuff that like a lot of people go to for D&D.
It's just casually downing an entire bag of Doritos at like right then and there, you know, like.
Yep.
I'm more of a Cheez-Its guy myself, but yeah, I feel you.
Two cases of beer. No.
Oh my God.
Actually, there was a few times I brought cashews to our games.
That was ridiculous.
Games.
Okay, so here's a fun story about table snacks. This doesn't really have anything to do with engaging with the game, but our good friend David is a cashew fiend. And so we were playing in our home game, and Freeman decided to bring a little tin of cashews. And by the end of like the first half of the game, it was just gone. And nobody could remember almost anybody except for David having more than like a handful. And we're just like, David, did you just do that on your own? He's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I love cashews. From then on, anytime Freeman brought cashews, he brought two tins, one for the table and one for David.
Yep, I brought him one. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It's that salt.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
I have to say, like, I love cashews personally, but I cannot eat them like David can, because if I eat more than like 2 handfuls of them, my stomach is just gone. Like I just get this, like, because they're like oily and whatever, and so there's the oils in them. Like my stomach is like really sensitive to the oils in the cashews and whatever. So like my stomach just is like, absolutely not. You're done now. And yeah.
Well, it's a good way to like kind of stave off hunger too. If you're like trying not to eat just yet, you can like have like a couple handfuls and.
Yeah.
Not that has anything to do with D&D.
It does if you're trying to simulate rations on the road, and then you
true.
get cashews.
Absolutely. And some
That'd
turkey.
can you imagine how cool just like food as a prop though would be though? Like having it's almost like when your elementary school teacher just like goes ham on a unit that you're doing, and they bring in like, you know, like food or something from whatever it is that you're studying.
Go ham.
Say what?
Goes ham.
Goes, pun not intended. You can pun jail me for that, chat. But yeah, just like goes ham, brings in food for you. Like it's got the same vibes, right? Where you're like, you meet this druid on the road, and then you just like whip out a plate of handmade rations. Like that'd be so much fun. Like
I'd be in so much trouble. The amount
actually
if we did that when we're back to in-person games and we're doing that, I'm gonna eat so much food. It's not gonna be good.
I really do appreciate Geek Outs' tinned meat.
Tinned meat?
tinned meat.
Yes, I have
Actually,
quite a
there's an
collection of
interesting
tinned meats.
there's an interesting segue, I think, actually kind of back to our home topic here from This About Me that is also related to food, which is another thing that I did when I was running in-person games. And I picked it up off of a friend of ours, Lucas. Ben actually like put me onto this idea, but I I would like do the thing where I would lay out the map for everybody in the middle with on like one of those Chessex like dry erase mats and stuff like that, and then because I was a poor college student and I did not have any money to buy minis, and I was not sponsored by Dwarven Forge.
Right.
Unlike today, of course, where you definitely
Yes.
are.
Dwarven Forge sponsor us. But I would figure out what my player's favorite candy was, and then I would use just like little pieces of candy as the enemies, and then you got to eat what you killed.
like
and that was it was a very
and
fun.
Nothing else.
Yeah. You may eat only what you kill. We played a very combative game of D&D.
Could Cthulhu be like a California roll?
Ooh.
No, I actually
Now I really want sushi.
Yeah, me too. That's why.
a
My stomach just
Cthulhu-fornia
growled.
roll. But no, like there was one time when they were fighting a boss where I took like a piece of a full-on like nice I went out and got like a nice chocolate bar from the co-op and then like broke off a corner of it, and that was the boss marker. And then I was like, whoever kills the boss gets the whole bar of chocolate. And so there was like of course everybody's trying to kill the big bad evil necromancer that's creating undead in the swamp. But there was also like this meta competition between all of my players.
A new level, an extra level to the game, and I love that.
The rogue eats way too much and the ranger starves. Oh my god, that's too true.
Oh man.
Rangers are like number one assist players, like number one kill assist, but like they are just not the finishers. I don't know why it always works out that way, but like
the rogues just got chocolate smeared all over the face, and the ranger's just sitting there like with a growing pile of wrappers in front of them.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm trying to think now. Like that actually reminds me of this unit that I did in like what you were talking about, John. This unit that I did when I was in like early middle school, where like my teacher, we were doing like a unit on like the local Washington natives, like doing kind of like as opposed to like sorry, in the context of like Lewis and Clark and like that sort of stuff, and like the whole Sacagawea thing, and like all that. So one of the things that she had us do during that is like look up like recipes basically for like those things and like make them and bring them in, and that was like, problematic elements aside, it was definitely one of the most engaging units that I ever had. Like just because like I can remember so much of that because I associated it with like the flavors of the different things that people brought in, right? So like I remember those flavors and I remember the things that I learned during that unit. And so like I don't know, that was I'm wondering what that would do to a game, to like a game,
Yeah, because like food's a very, very like powerful element of culture. Like there's so many like flavors and profiles and foods that are very like closely tied to those things. And like it also like the act of eating gets at so many of your senses, like smell and taste are very closely linked, and like mouthfeel and everything else. So like eating is a multi-sensory experience in addition to like the social part of it, which then you're also kind of like wrapping up into the social like aspect of playing TTRPGs. So I don't know, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Like using food as a prop in that way, and like seeing how that ties people to things.
Oh man, playing Yorth with food as a prop would just be
oh my god, imagine
dream.
playing a barbarian and having an actual turkey leg to like gesture with.
Exactly.
Yes.
With your
Peak
mouth
immersion.
just full with this really good meat.
Yeah, exactly. There's like that time when you showed up and you had like a legit drinking horn.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Where
just
is
Oh
like
my
that thing?
god.
Yeah.
none of us could
I
concentrate
love
because
that.
we were just like every time Freeman was talking, we're just like, I can't focus
Uh-huh.
on what you're saying because I just see your character.
Yeah. No, the drinking horn really did add a nice level to that character because he has like the drinking horn
Yeah,
bandolier of
yeah, he's got a.
5.
That's one of the
Not
best
bandolier,
things.
but
It literally is a bandolier.
or
It
a
has a bandolier
baldric.
that has like
Yeah,
that has like the fucking drinking horns in it.
wearing it all the time.
Barbarian essentials, man.
I
Yeah.
have I have the same reaction. Like if I'm like watching Critical Role and not just like have it playing in the background, anytime Sam Riegel takes a drink out of that freaking gargantuan canteen that he drinks out of, I
Mhm.
just lose any ability to focus on what is happening in the scene because I'm watching Sam like
And there's always a new message on it too. That's the other thing, a new sticker or something.
yeah.
See. Oh, actually,
So
this is a really good point Amethyst Cat Lady brings up, is that smell has some of the strongest memory associations with its connection to taste. That would be a time. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I was thinking, and I never quite got there with my thought. But yes, that's sort of what I was thinking about with that, is like just in terms of the sheer. I'm always somebody who, like, whenever I'm running my in-person games, in as whenever I can control like the actual environment that we are in, I do my best to make sure that I'm engaging as many senses as possible, not through like not necessarily through descriptions, but like in terms of immersion. So soundscapes and music, and which is one of the things. What is it? I want to say the company is it Cantrip Candles that
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
I really want to look into those guys because like they've got some cool stuff that of course now I don't really have any use for it other than just for like strangely scenting my house, but like but like that those things, I've been so curious about them ever since I first heard about them, and I'd be so interested to see how like bringing in smell to a D&D
Mhm.
game would like alter things. Man.
Yeah. Cuz I know like uh to further hold on just
um Geekhouse has a question, and I think it's a very important one, which is
I,
Colin forgot I had Ramblemancy.
that's okay. I gave him a wave. I wasn't sure if he saw
yeah.
it.
Geekhouse has a very important
Mhm.
question, which is the drinking horn bandolier, is that the barbarian equivalent of a beer hat?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
I
it
think
is.
so.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, yes, Dread Pirate Robert. Imagine a horned Viking helmet that the horns turn upside down for drinking. Yes,
That's what it's
yes,
for. That's what it's all about.
necessary. That is, that's some galaxy brain thinking right there. Like
It
that
is
is, yeah.
seriously.
Uh, although I was just gonna say is like just to further Amethyst Cat Lady's point, like the first time that I walk outside once fall has hit into like the 50-degree air and I just taken a deep breath of that like sort of mildewy chill,
Mm-hmm.
like cold has a very specific smell, I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just cold has a smell. And the first time that I step outside and take a breath of that in like September, October, I'm like,
It
fall
really
is my
is good.
absolute favorite
I have.
season.
I'm
Mm.
sorry.
That's
I
all
want
it
to. I
takes.
want to. I want to take us back to Karaoke Night 69's amazing story.
Mhm, mhm.
Which is went to Disneyland once and got one of those giant turkey legs. I was walking around with it, and this grown man stops, freezes, and just says, "Where?" And we point him in the direction of the stand.
That would be me.
I was thinking that. That's exactly.
When
I
it comes
almost
to
said it
food,
before
I
I.
have a.
Yeah, I almost said it before I read that out. I was like, "This is just absolutely just Freeman." Like.
I want to eat. I really want one of those turkey legs. I'm just wondering, is it actually turkey though, or is it just shaped into the shape of a turkey leg? Because I've heard things. I don't know.
Where
That's why
like
I'm
they made like
asking.
an artificial turkey leg.
Yeah, but with other kinds of, yeah, exactly. That's
That's
what I
so
thought.
weird. I don't think I've heard about that. I don't think I've seen one of those. But the
Remember we
fall
went
has a
to
smell and it's happiness. Correct, Geek
It's
Outs.
absolutely, yeah.
God, I don't think I could have put that any better.
Hmm.
Geek outs like
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, that's a mid-September through the end of the year,
See,
and a little bit further on are my peak favorite months.
I'm just happy that it's now like it's sweater time now. It's sweatshirt time. And like,
there's
a nice
like
sweatshirt.
out of shot, there's like 3 different hoodies / sweaters just like all around my room.
listen, there's a reason that I don't stream from my room.
Oh man.
And it's definitely the fact that every single inch of wall space is sweatshirt space. It's sweatshirt and or jacket space.
Yeah.
Or buried deep within the covers space.
My wardrobe gets immediately much more robust the moment that fall comes on.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, yes, all of my sweaters.
Yep.
Oh man. I've got just the one nice wool sweater that I got at a dollar store.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Dread Pirate Robert says I have a nearly 24-ounce metal tankard I got at Ren Fair with a leather Thor wrap on it, and it alone has gotten me free drinks by its epicness. Freeman, is that the same? Is that the same size as your tankard?
It might be. I could always go and grab it.
Yeah,
real
do
quick
it.
if you guys
Do.
want.
I'm curious. That's awesome, Dread Pirate Robert. Just like I could absolutely see that working too. Just sort of like showing up, having it in hand, somebody like that needs to be full. So
It's such a Ren Fair thing to do
Yeah.
too, is like to see someone with just a big fuck off authentic drinking horn and be like, what is that doing empty?
yeah. Is that empty because you've been working on it for a long time or because you didn't fill it? Doesn't matter. It's gonna be full now. Yeah. Let's see.
Dropped everything.
Yeah. Aha. Yes, excellent. That was one of your Gen Con acquisitions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This is Gen Con.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With
Came with
the
a
D20.
belt hanger. That's dope. See, I had to craft my own belt hanger for for this, and this is fine, but it's it's not exactly. It doesn't exactly quite fit. Yes, okay, it's the same one apparently. Same.
Oh
same
no way!
style,
Cool.
Yeah.
Pewter. I think it's pewter.
Yours. Yeah, I think yours is pewter.
I think it is. It's like, can I drink from this? Is it safe? And this is the horn.
Yeah.
You can never put it down once you start. That's the only issue.
That's why when I when I get something to like a good like horn to drink from, it's aluminum. Okay. The one that I want is one of the it's like just a mug, but it's like a tankard, but it's made out of the horn.
The
'Cause
horn,
then, it has a bottom.
Got that. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Listen,
Time.
as somebody with ADHD, it's not generally a good idea for me to have something in my hand that must stay in my hand and that I cannot put down or else liquid spills. It's bad. It's a bad idea.
It's a recipe for needing towels in a few minutes.
Don't drink hot coffee from it. Yeah. Good call.
I shan't.
Good
Your
call.
hands.
Yeah.
I think there was one time from the copper mug. Oh,
no,
yeah.
from yours.
Oh,
yeah.
Also
God,
from
yeah.
copper. I was thinking copper because
Mine's double walled, so like it doesn't actually matter. But
Oh, that's good.
wait, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
and they
not.
said
I don't
that-
actually think I've tried it on this one. I'm not going to, but
So they burned their lips on it because, and I
Yep.
mean, aluminum,
that.
extremely good conductor of heat. So
Ooh.
it would just heat the whole darn thing up, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Well, copper. Yeah.
Mm.
Man.
Also, yeah, I feel you. Karaoke night. I too wish that we were not in the middle of a pandemic because, like, I miss a lot of the stuff we've talked about so far has been all like tips and tricks for running in-person games. And like some of it I think is transferable, but that might be a good place to segue the conversation is into like we've talked a lot about like playing with things to do in person, like how can you transition some of that to online play, or what's something that helps stay engaged, like helps you stay engaged with in online play.
Man, I don't know because I don't know that I have an answer to that one because like that's the thing that I have like the hardest time with. Because really the only thing you can do, I mean, unless you're very, very creative or have like special like setup and stuff like that, one of the only things that you can do easily is deal with sound. And so that still puts us back in the realm of music and soundscapes and things like that. Handouts. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, handouts. I've made a few of those too. It's a Yes, that's what I was just about to say. It's a lot. It's a little easier to show pictures and stuff and share music. Yeah, but without showing all of it to the players. Yeah. Absolutely. And I do know that one of the things I appreciate about Roll20 is that it has like the GM layer, which is nice, so I can actually like move stuff around and set things up without my players knowing that I'm doing it. So that is kind of
Yeah.
nice.
And if you're gonna show them something, you don't have to be like, okay, so this is.
God, the number of times I've knocked over everything in front of me at the table when I've done that in a physical game. Jeez. Yeah.
And I will say, like when I was running the Baldur's Gate game that I ran for just some folks that expressed interest in the Rule of Lore Discord, I got the module in Roll20 for that, and it's so nice to be able to just like, this is the person that you meet. Click show to players, and suddenly, whoop! There's like a little thing like with their name that's now permanently in everybody's journals, and like you have a map that you can reference. So
Yeah. Let's see. Honestly, people are more engaged if they know it's their story. Giving people freedom and showing them the effects of their actions is sometimes enough, though music descriptive language also helps. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. And like there is it is important, I think, for this conversation to say that like that so much of the level of engagement can be accomplished through like, narrative and description and things like that. And it's important, I think, to note that that is definitely the case. But and we can absolutely talk about those things. But like most, our conversation was, since we've talked about that primarily on this show. Now we're more talking about the like the trappings, if you will, like what kinds of techniques or like physical things or whatever. But I do have to agree with you though that the like engaging people is easy when they are invested in what is happening, and I think you're absolutely right. One of the best ways of doing that is to show them that their actions have consequences, has a negative connotation, and because it's not always that, but like just an effect, an impact. That's the word I was looking for. Impact.
Effect, definitely. Impact. Okay.
But yeah, encourage players to make in-character journals. Ooh, that's so cool. Yeah.
Actually, and this happened. This is something that like I play in a Cypher game on Saturdays, and it's set in a modern setting. And one of the things that our GM did was to make a channel in our Discord that was just called the Group Chat. And it's exclusively for in-character messaging between everybody. And I sent a message in it randomly one evening, like a couple sessions after I had joined, because I joined a few weeks after they had started. And then like over the course of the next 2 days, I think we exchanged like 200 or 300 messages in that thing. Like just because there's something so very like amusing and like super fun of like playing out all of these characters getting to know each other in a setting that is very familiar, like in terms of a group chat, like which is not super easy to pull off if you're playing like a fantasy setting, but it's a super cool tool for like modern and future like games.
That is making me think of some of my answers to your question about like online stuff, which is some of the stuff that happens outside of game can be just as engaging as the things that happen in it. And one of the things I've done in the past, Freeman can attest to this, one of the things that I've done is I've like pushed my players to be like, all right, see if you can, because this is actually something that an English teacher of mine did in, I can't remember if I was in college or if this was in high school. I don't even remember the teacher. I don't remember who it was. I just remember the actual the thing that we did. But essentially, they asked us to do two things as we were reading. I want to say it was King Lear, but it might have been something else. I don't remember. It was a Shakespeare play. But one is to find a celebrity who would play the various characters if you were to cast it, and two, to find a piece of music that went along with that character that made you like that you felt went along with that character. And this was sort of like, actually, I know exactly who it was. It was Narvison. And it wasn't actually, oh no, it was in her Shakespeare class. It was. Yeah, so this is a thing that we did, an exercise that we did in her class, and this is something that I've definitely done with my with my players as well, where I've been like, hey guys, we're gonna do a little fun exercise, and I had them cast their own characters and also find a piece of music or several pieces of music that would be like their character's theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pre pre-stream there was I was chit-chatting with one of my players that in the Dreamwell Chronicles, and she was just like she we were chit-chatting about music and stuff like this, and then not like an hour later after the game, she messaged me just like a whole bunch of like things that she was like, this is what I listen to whenever I'm thinking about Cassie, and like if there's ever a scene where like big Cassie things are happening, then like play this song. Like this is absolutely what I think like is her jam. So it was super cool to like see that happen.
I'm sorry, I'm dying over here.
What
I
is
was listening to
happening?
you, but Asia Fit says DiCaprio exits pursued by bear, played by Josh Gad.
I don't think you can know how funny that is to us particularly.
Yeah.
I'm actually crying.
Oh.
um, this is an inside joke amongst our team here, because as we've been writing the recap video script for Infinite Horizon, that phrase has come up many times. In like we do it, we work on a Google Doc, and this is a bit of a behind the scenes peek. We work on a Google Doc, and every so often someone will just sort of use the comments feature to just leave exits pursued by bear. so so anyway, I'm sorry, but also the idea. I'm also laughing at the idea of the bear being played by Josh Gad. That is just a peak casting right there, I think. All right, let's see what else. Sorry, I lost track of chat. Friends ruled that.
Yeah.
Yes, we did something similar for our Android game. In-game text message on Discord is great. Yeah, we've sort of done it informally for Infinite Horizon too. That's what I was gonna say. We talked about what everybody would behave like in a group chat. I actually took the screenshots, and because I meant to tweet them out a while ago, and I just keep forgetting about it.
I'll send you the ones that I took last night that we wrote.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we did that too. Chaos
We
Craig.
wrote a few
Welcome.
more.
I meant to say hello when you came in, and we kind of got distracted by Josh Gad as a bear. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on homebrew settings and whatnot. It seems you all seem to have mainly custom stuff, and I adore that kind of stuff. Yeah. The interesting thing is, as far as that goes, I'm not sure that I am that I'm able to offer any kind of opinion about anything other than homebrew stuff, because I don't think I've ever actually run official content. I've never run like officially like published content or somebody else's setting, unless you count like I've tried to run in like Star Wars, and I've run a Star Trek Adventures game, but yeah, John, if you probably have more to say on this then.
Yeah, because I've run pieces of Descent into Avernus recently, and I know that I've run some other. Oh yeah, I basically just hard copy pasted the first time that I ran D&D. I basically just copy pasted the entirety of Matt Colville's like first session from his running the game series.
The Delian Tomb, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I use that formula a lot
Mm-hmm.
for first episodes of D&D, just because like it's a clean formula.
It
But
is.
yeah, I think in terms of that and like how you engage with it, the difference for me is sort of an obvious one, right? In that homebrew, you have to like invent everything around you as you're going, which will require a lot of like creative output either in the moment or beforehand, whichever style or like whichever blend of which you happen to be as a GM. And depending on the group that you have and the players, you can pitch some of that effort to them, right? You can always, like, in the same way that like Tales from the Loop operates on the assumption that the players kind of build the scene as well, you can kind of pitch that to your characters. One of the players in our group that we play with on Sundays is notorious for just like writing a novella on
We joke
a
that
new section of your
whenever we
world.
talk about his backstory, we refer to it as the Silmarillion. So if that gives you
Yeah.
any indication.
So I would say that homebrew is a lot of fun because of the incredible customization that it can offer, and because of the way that you can kind of take these things that you like and search for those cool intersections in between them. Kind of like appropriating little bits of things that you like and sprinkling them into your high fantasy, low fantasy, modern fantasy, whatever
Yeah.
D&D game.
So I actually have some thoughts on this as well, on the idea, on the subject of homebrew, and using that to bring us kind of back into the subject of like immersion, and because it can be pretty challenging. I will say this from personal experience: it can be challenging to immerse your players in a world they don't understand. And it's hard, and like when you are the creator of the world that they are playing in, they're not going to understand it until you explain it to them. But doing that in a way that isn't just you sitting there for like 10 minutes lore dumping on them, that can be challenging. And I will say that, as like with Infinite Horizon, genre plays a huge role in it too, right? Because in fantasy, there are many standard conceits of the fantasy genre that, like, you can pretty much expect that if you walk into a town in a fantasy setting, there are certain things that you can expect to find. You can expect that you're going to find some stores, that you're going to find a tavern, you're going to find a blacksmith, something like that, right? You can expect those things from a fantasy setting because it's very similar to our own historical experience in a lot of ways. Like a lot of medieval fantasy, it draws on our own history. And things that exist and have existed in the real world. Sci-fi is a little harder, little tougher in sci-fi, especially if you're not talking about like, if you're talking about like spacefaring sci-fi, because then you have no idea. Like it could be anything, anybody, and so that's kind of been one of the challenges with Infinite Horizon, is not just with the players, although that's what I'm going to focus on here. Because that's kind of what we're talking about, but also just in general of making the world new and interesting, and definitely unique in its own, like in its own way, but in a way that is palatable, right? Easy to understand and to digest. When it comes to the players, what I've done is just very similar, very very like small everyday scenes. Like, it's one of the reasons why I think in Infinite Horizon the street food scene stuck out in so many people's minds, because it was like that familiar element that, oh, we understand this, we can grab onto that.
Mm-hmm.
And it cemented all of the characters as just people living in a world. Right. They had that moment of normal and familiar, something that chances are almost everybody has done. They have gone to a place where there are like food trucks or stands or something, and gotten food and sat down with friends. Whether it was a food court at a mall, whether it was like Ren Fair, whether it was like a con, most people have done it or understand what it would be like to do that. So I think when it comes to homebrew settings and homebrew content and immersion, it's a matter of balancing the new and the familiar. That's that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. And Dread Pirate Robert, like for Cypher in particular, the Stars Are Fire is great for that, because they have like a section that talks about and like it gives terms to like the different levels of technology. And so that's a good quick reference if you're running like spacefaring Cypher games. But I will say, as somebody who's run not a ton, but like at least some some like pre-made content, it's sort of comforting in not having to do a lot of that prep work on the front, because like it is sort of nice to just be able to open up the book and like be like, okay, so here's your description at the beginning, and like I think it ends like, you know, the one for Descent into Avernus at the very beginning ends with something real punchy, like just another day in the city of blood, right? You know, so you have punchy things like that, and that does I mean, it's a fantasy setting, so you have some of the already standard conceits there, but it does some of that. It does a lot of that work for you in figuring out how you're going to signal details to your players that help them kind of connect with the setting and the mood, the atmosphere of the game that they're jumping into.
Mm-hmm. I have a question specifically for Freeman, but I'm going to get to that in a second. I want to address what Chaos Crepe said, which was, yeah, I kind of exclusively use homebrew, so much so that I started streaming to let people workshop and show off their stuff. I could ramble on and on about that, but I feel like I'm advertising, and I don't want to do that on your stream. Well, I appreciate that that consideration. Seriously, like that means a lot. But what I will request, please post your links all the time in our Discord. And if you're not on our Discord already, you should go. We have a personal project section, and whenever you go live, put it in there. Let us know, cuz that's super cool, and I'd be very interested in seeing that sometime. But yeah, so Freeman, question for you, kind of
All right.
jumping off of what we were just talking about.
I might have an answer.
Okay. You, I believe, other than, and correct me if I'm wrong, but other than our Tomb of Annihilation game, you've pretty much exclusively played in homebrew settings, correct?
Except for the odd board game, but if you're talking just tabletop, yes.
Right. Okay. So
role playing, yeah.
So then, have you ever? Okay, so this is kind of a two-part question. First of all, is have you ever found it difficult to become immersed in those homebrew settings? And if you have, what has made it easier?
Well, I would say that's what I'm used to.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
For the most part.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't think so. I think I kind of just, since that's what I'm accustomed to, it's kind of just like breathing air, you know.
Fair enough, yeah.
I would almost feel like I'd almost feel like playing something that is like Tomb of Annihilation, or something that has more rigid guidelines, more setup, might actually feel a little bit restricting, really. But I'd try it. I mean, Tomb of Annihilation wasn't quite like that. It was still kind of like our friend was making stuff up in the very in the very beginning. It's when
sometimes
we reached the
reactively
tomb,
because we
because we do because we are us.
Yeah, because we are us.
Excuse me. But then it's when you get to the tomb, I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
It's that kind of restriction. Since I've mostly played in home brewed, even my first foray into RPGs with a friend who took kind of the rules of the third edition and some other things from the monster manual of that same edition, kind of just made up his own thing and tried me out as a guinea pig to test his system. I'm always used to just something that's not a set game.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, I was just curious because I'm not, other than in your game, John, I don't know that I've played much in homebrew settings before.
Yeah.
I think I've mostly played in like established settings.
Because you've played basically just in the two homebrew settings from our Sunday group.
And one of them, by the GM's own admission, was not technically a setting because none of it made sense and it wasn't designed. It was just sort of like, you're here in a place and things exist as they need to. So yeah. So I'm just curious because like that was a thought that I was having as I was talking about like the GM side of like bringing players into the homebrew stuff, right, and immersing people in like the homebrew aspect of something that might be unfamiliar. I never really didn't really consider until I was talking through that what it would be like from the other side. So, yeah.
I know when I started running our homebrew game, I remember like throwing out little snippets at you guys in the weeks preceding, and then I think one of the things that I did like a couple weeks beforehand to like help you guys figure out the mood of the game, and then like the kind of like what to build your characters towards. I wrote like that narration about like what life is like up there, almost in the way that you would expect to find like on the back cover of a book or something like that, kind of in that same style. So I don't know how helpful that was, but like that my intent was certainly to like, here are the core conceits of the game that you are about to play, since we're not playing pre-made content where I can be like, yep, we're playing Descent into Avernus. So it's Mad Max, but in hell.
Right. Gemini Lightning says, imagine a pocket dimension setting where the GM is actually a character in the world known as the Other that creates things as needed, and the PCs are used to it because of the Other, and they eventually end up defeating the Other to make it be more like traditional D&D where there is more structure. That's really interesting and meta, and I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
I kind of love that. Like that could be even if it wasn't, God, that would make such a fun, like, I don't know, just home like indie game, I think would be really cool.
Yeah. Mad Max, but in hell, 2020 in a nutshell.
Oh man. Yeah.
I knew there was a reason we kept you around, Amethyst.
Slightly related note, have a warlock whose pact is with the DM directly. It's fun. Oh my god. Okay, someday you're gonna have to tell me about that, because that sounds terrifying and excellent.
Does. I want to do that.
That's
I would definitely want to.
Is that just Deadpool? Like,
oh,
are you just playing Deadpool the Warlock? Like,
interesting. Sort of.
3-year game, and it was a bunch of fun. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Do the players know this? This is the case, or is this like a little secret?
Oh gosh.
Just like your warlock turns and looks at the camera and is like, hey, I could use an Eldritch Blast right now. And then, yeah, sure, whatever.
I remember like the closest thing to that I've ever done is that one joke Halloween game that we played that one time, Freeman, Pathfinder, that was like, it was basically just a one shot that I set during the Skeleton War.
The skeleton. Oh, and
it was the whole game was based on a meme, and that was it. And like at one point they found a scroll that allowed them to communicate with some entity, and it was literally just me talking to them, and they had to figure out that it was a scroll of fourth wall breaking.
It was good.
And yeah. Oh man.
Spooky scary.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. I think I actually played that remix during combat. I'm pretty sure I did that.
Oh my god, good.
Absolutely.
Yes, doot indeed. I'm pretty sure didn't you fight a skeleton bard that had like a trumpet? I'm pretty sure you did.
It was
like
really
a horn
outrageous.
or something. I don't remember. It was something like that. Yeah. It was a very weird game.
This is the content that I want to like.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that again.
That would
live on Twitch.
Meme one shots are so much fun. Honestly, that's the only one I've ever done. I've had some thoughts about playing some seriously like madcap games before, but yeah, Funhouse Meta Dungeon. I mean, like, I've been watching some like Dimension 20 recently, and that's basically like, that is what they do. Like, their whole thing is just like Fantasy High is just based on, it's just like a bunch of like modern day tropes that they fully take and satirize as only the College Humor crew can, and it's just that. It's excellent.
It's so good. Fantasy High is amazing, and I will rave about it to anyone who will listen.
Yeah, it's very, very good. I went to watch it just as like, this is a total aside, but I went to watch it just as like to have something like, because I caught up on all of my other like TTRPG shows, and I just wanted to have like something story like happening in the background, and then I just like within like the first 2 minutes I was like, I cannot look away. And
Well, like you can't look away because it's the College Humor cast. Like there's so much going on there.
yeah, like after the first episode, like you're totally fine looking away, but like and just having it as background, but like that first episode, there's like so many visuals and cool things happening. It's yeah.
I would argue the end of the second episode too. You sort of like want to be tuned in for that, and I will
Yeah.
say no more.
Yeah. True. Let's see. Gemini says, I once had some thoughts about D&D chess where you can actually convert pieces to your side or kill other pieces. This is the kind of now you're talking about the kind of stuff that I used to do. I used to try to do when I was like 11 or 12. When I remember my friends and I tried to create. Like we did not know that we were doing this, but we were essentially trying to reinvent the wheel by like creating what we referred to as an RTS, but physically. You know, we thought we were original. Actually, no, we knew what we were doing. What we were trying to do was take like actual tabletop war games and simplify them down and add like building elements to them like you would have in. But anyway, that's what that makes me think of.
Was that just a common experience among middle schoolers? Because like my friend and I did that in our notebooks during study.
Yeah.
All through middle school.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit awkward because I feel like I'm confessing to the fact that now to the internet that I was in fact a giant nerd. So,
wait, you were a nerd?
I know. I'm
you, the producer of this tabletop.
It doesn't. The facts don't add up, Sarge.
Sometimes the bits are too powerful for the ones committing to them. Oh gosh.
Tell me it isn't so.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I totally lost track of where we were or where we were going next.
Ramblemancy.
Ramblemancy.
I think I described us as notorious Ramblemancies, and this is indeed some notoriety we've got
somewhere
here.
deep in the archives of Rule of Lore clips and highlights, there is a very early clip from Ramblemancy where I'm like, yeah, well, it's like, nope, that's the end of that sentence. And like,
I know that exact clip.
Classics. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Watch Geek Outs pull it out in like the next minute. It's gonna happen. I'm calling my shot.
Nerds of unusual size. I mean,
but Wesley, what about the NOUSs?
Oh, I don't think they exist. Thanks for ruining all of my illusions. Yeah, I know. Gemini says, I mean, John is very tall. That's true.
Very tall, but very thin, and so I have this tendency for people who don't know me to just like all of a sudden be next to them, and they'll be like, "Oh Jesus, you're tall."
Yeah, you did that to me at Gen Con.
Yeah.
That was the first time we met.
Yeah. John is actually taller than Freeman, right?
Yeah.
If you're over 6'1".
Yeah, 6'2". So yeah,
I'm a tiny bit taller.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm this far around, and I disappear when I turn sideways.
Fucking giants.
And I'm tall, but I'm like kind of a wall sometimes.
Yeah, Freeman's a thick boy.
I am a pretty thick boy.
Speaking of which, I have one of the things that I very much miss about playing in-person games is like standing, because I have a lot of standing energy as a DM, first of all, and then second, there's no greater feeling in the world than like when you lay out a map in front of your players and you watch everybody like get up and lean in over the table like some battlefield commanders surveying the maps of old.
Yeah,
I do have pictures from our home games of that very thing at our friend's house, and everyone's like standing up and they're like
very intently staring at these tiny
Yeah.
figurines and like representative battle mat. Like,
Like, right, that's about 35 feet. I've got 40 foot movement. Okay, but if I fly, I've got 80 speed. Okay.
No, wait. I need to be able to get in and then get back out so you can fireball. So I don't think I can get into melee range, which means I'm gonna have to throw a hand at.
And you know what? You got to stand up for that stuff. You have to.
You
Sometimes
do.
it's
like
it's just. I'm almost standing up right now.
We've had like session-long combats in our home game where like afterwards I'd sit down and like my pelvis, like my pelvic joints, right? Like and like my feet are just on fire because I was like standing for 4 hours and like pacing back and forth just in the same spot, which is ridiculous because like I've done that for jobs and like not had the same kind of like after effects of it.
Yeah,
it's just very intense standing, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're pushing food through a window for a few hours, you're not like fucking operating on pure adrenaline the whole time, like when you are in a session-long combat.
Yeah. No, Dread Pirate Robert, you're absolutely right. I sometimes pace even as a player. Some of my favorite moments from our home game are like when something happens and like specifically Henry. Henry is very animated. If you're at the physical table with him, Henry like Henry will like get up and like walk around and like act out what he's doing. It's the funniest thing because you can tell that he's not like thinking about doing it. It just happened. Like it's just he was just compelled to like get up and walk around, and it's the funniest. Sorry, Geek Guts clipped our whole I'm a pretty big boy.
Man, I know. I
feel like
the whole room shakes when I do squats.
Help, GM, I am trying to play a rogue, but I'm dummy thick in the clap of my ass.
Yes. Broken. Just broken right now.
There's another clip for you, Matt.
I'm gonna watch that so many times. You have no idea. Oh shit.
I'm having one of those unique experiences where I'm like crying, but I'm not laughing.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means, but
manifesting new emotions.
I'm glad I could bring you this experience.
I'm gonna watch that clip like so many times.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
So it's come to this. That was
really just making Rose the butt of the joke there. I'm sorry. That was
one of my sorry, I just reminded myself, one of my college friends and I took to, instead of saying like having the usual generic responses whenever we ran into each other across campus, we took to just like whenever we'd like run into each other on campus, just looking at each other and going, so it's come to this. And yeah, it was the butt of
like
the
that.
joke, John.
Damn it.
I was waiting for the shoe to drop. Hold on, I know what I have to do.
There you go. I did it.
It just...
You can see... No, Gemini, this is not what we're doing. This is not what we are doing now.
Damn it.
You can see the cracks in it.
Oh my goodness.
This is not what we are doing right now.
I think we can really just round out the evening with
some notes, some high notes. Yeah, fair enough. You know what? We finally did it, ladies and gentlemen. We finally... That's a first, I think, in Ramblemancy history.
We have made Ramblemancy history tonight.
We have tonight. We made Lucas drop the earbuds and leave. Damn. That was incredible. That was incredible. We just made...
Welcome back, Lucas. I think we've left the puns behind us.
Y'all done? Y'all pleased with yourselves?
I'm never pleased with myself. Some crazy energy tonight. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the right before we went live, we were like, we have some weird energy tonight.
Wow. I know, and like today I was like a complete zombie. I wasn't sure what kind of energy I would have. Apparently this.
Peace was never an option. Yeah.
That's true.
Left the puns behind us. Get out. I'm glad somebody's on. It was very cheeky of me, Dread.
Oh my God.
Butt puns.
Is that what this stream is now? Is this who we are?
Hashtag butt cut.
cut to that the astronaut meme, which is just always was. Yeah. So
okay. Yeah, I think I'm pretty tapped on butt puns now.
Oh, I was waiting for there to be another one. I'm sorry.
I almost had one, but it left.
Oh, I'm sure one will come to me, and I will save it for the opportune moment.
That's also probably good. Yeah, that's a good strategy. I like that.
Sorry, the funniest thing to me about that whole butt cut thing is I just absolutely do not remember how it started, but like I will never forget the hashtag
I'll
butt
never
cut.
forget it either.
Like I know what episode, I know who was involved. I do not know how it started, but I will always remember hashtag butt cut. Fun fact, I did my damnedest in that episode to find some way of getting either one of those words into the title, and it just didn't work. I couldn't find a way to do it, so
it was so hard.
It was so difficult. I spent hours, legit hours, trying to find a way of making it work, and it just didn't happen. Karaoke night bottomed out.
Damn it, that's a good one.
Well, I don't know how we're gonna continue, and we've still got like 17 plus minutes until the stream is officially supposed to end.
Actually, sorry, this is one last butt joke, but now that Karaoke Night has said bottomed out, I have one more thing to add to our list of fantasy pun bands. And
let's go. Let's hear it. Let's have it.
I was just gonna say, yeah, all right. As long as we're doing this, fat bottom trolls.
This reminds me of when we were trying to come up with a party name, because you kept throwing it at us and putting the pressure on us, John, to come up with a party name. And so then actually it was Karaoke Night who started it and started like putting in like all these different like puns of like band names. Like, was it Blink Dog 182 was one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite ones that I said was Hunter's Marky Mark. I'm still laughing about that. They were so much fun. I loved those, all of them.
The Red Hot Chul Punchers was good.
Oh yeah. Also, Earth, Wind, and Fire Genasi. That's another good one. Yeah.
Yep. The Fae Fighters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close that.
Oh my god. Yeah, there were so many good ones in there. Anyway, Ray has left the chat. You did it, John. You drove Ray away from us.
I'm so sorry, Ray. Come back, baby, come back.
Earth, Wind, and Shire. Jesus.
Good.
Yeah.
Kitty,
gosh.
but they're all tabaxis.
Excellent. Oh man.
Whew, okay.
I don't have anything.
I don't even remember.
I
don't even remember what the
I don't even
topic
know what
was.
we're here for. Like, why are we even here?
I've never done a Ramblemancy in my entire life.
You know what? In spite of all of our joking about Ramblemancy and how we're all over the place, I don't actually. Sorry, Lawful Good Charlotte is also an excellent one.
Nice.
I don't actually think we've had an episode of Ramblemancy where we like fully derailed to the point where we couldn't come back from it. I don't know that we've ever had that.
It's just that post-equinox energy, boys.
Mm-hmm.
21
21
pirates.
pirates.
I love that. That's amazing. Yeah.
21 Sorry.
You're right. This is
9-inch flails.
Also, one of the bars I think was 9-inch flail snails. That was one of the ones that karaoke night did. So
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. Oh my God, Amethyst Cat Lady.
oh,
Oh God. Okay. All right. Okay. That. I 100%. There's no way we're gonna get back on topic now. Like, there's
No.
absolutely no way it's gonna happen.
No,
I
we've
don't-
just. I think we're making all kinds of Ramblemancy history tonight.
That was
It's
so
true.
like the last thing that we said that was on topic. That was the end of the episode. What happens from here on out?
Anyway.
This is a lawless place. This has become
This
a
is
lawless
This
place.
is a lawless land.
I'm not actually joking about that. Like, I don't think we're getting back on topic.
I could try,
I
but
don't think it's happening.
Welcome to Ramblemancy After Dark.
Yeah, this is a John ASMR stream. Oh, there we go. Freeman's got the
After Dark, Ramblemancy.
Hold on. If it's Ramblemancy After Dark, we gotta.
Oh my God, is this okay? I would do mine, but like, there's enough lights in here that if I turned off the big one, like, I'd still be like lit perfectly fine. Oh, there you go. That's the one.
That's it. That's
is pretty.
the winner.
This is Halloween stream. Coming
Oh my
soon.
God. Ray, Daft Monk, and then Paladin Manson, also very good.
Here we go with the mood.
Sometimes the right topic finds you. You can't dictate it. That is abundantly clear tonight, Heart of Empress. Snoop Knoll, yes, good.
I love that. Bright Queen.
Ooh.
Appreciate that.
Very good. Oops, auto scroll stopped. Oh gosh, Oblivion in Chains. Lich Astley, yes, that was another one I forgot about. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to remember some of the other ones that were on that list. John, you had the list open a while ago.
Yeah. I can. We had Kid Rock with just a C.
That was especially funny because this was just shortly after our like encounter with a rock where we ran away from it and hid. And yeah, System of a Drow, also very good.
Good.
Yeah. My Alchemical Romance. Personally,
Nice.
a huge fan of that one.
All right, last one. Warlock Rappers 2-packed.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing. That's such a good one. Oh my gosh. Kurt Gnome Bane. Excellent.
Where's some other? I thought I had one that I put in there.
There might have been. I don't remember.
You guys were going ham. That one is one that's specific to our game.
Mm-hmm. Wu-Tang Clasp. Ooh, another Exandria one. I like it.
Oh, and then we got to Exotic Spellings of George shortly thereafter.
I forgot about that too. Ramblemancy pun edition. Yeah, this is a pun stream now. Like, that's what this is, I guess.
Yeah, I make one just terrible like series of
the worst. This is the kind of chaos that John brings to the channel.
Listen, like you brought me in to help write Infinite Horizon, and I brought with me just unrestrained chaos.
Perfect.
Yeah.
My brand.
Yep. Oh man. Okay. I'm trying to think of like other things that. Well, I'll begin the plugging now because god damn it.
I'm sorry, you'll begin the what now, Lucas?
I'm gonna go. John, you guys got the rest of the stream. Can you guys handle
Yeah,
this?
we got it. We got the rest of this. I'll just text you when we need to hit you when we need you to hit the end stream button.
Jesus. I can't do
There's a whole
anything now.
bunch more plug jokes in my head right now that I'm just not gonna put out into the world.
See, now I can't do it. Now I can't do what I was gonna do. Just be like, yes, butt puns. Also, join our Patreon. Like, come on.
I think my favorite actually ever butt joke was the booty do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh gosh.
John isn't going to put out. No, alas, I do not have access to the end stream button, so there's no putting out for me.
Sell another mug, but put a butt on it. Yeah. Okay. That said, I am in fact going to start us off on this journey of various links that will be tossed into chat. So first of all, I mentioned our Patreon earlier, and like I said, if you are starved for Infinite Horizon content, now is a good time because there have been I think 2 character journals that have come out in the last couple of weeks. There, I feel like there was something else. Well, our usual stuff like our tabletop tool chest, where we have like little adventure seeds, or just sort of writing prompts. They can be used either way. They are very, very fun to write, and I'm particularly proud of our most recent one, which was post-apocalyptic NPCs. As Age of Fit points out, it only takes 11 days to watch the whole season of Infinite Horizon. Apparently, you could probably make it take less. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could probably do it in less. Also, if you are joining in on the World Builder tier, World Builders, you know what I'm talking about. You actually have the opportunity to come in and help us do some world building for Infinite Horizon with some stuff that will probably appear on stream. So, it's the last Tuesday of every month. So actually, this one's coming up. So if you actually want to have a part in that, now's a really good time to do that. If you are subscribed to us right here on Twitch, you also get access to the first and second tier rewards on Patreon, and that includes Infinite Horizon character journals. That's assuming that if you are on the Discord, because that's where we post those things. So if you are subscribed here,
subscribe,
and also on the Discord, you can catch those as well. Let's see. We haven't talked about this in a while. I'm gonna go way back and get reach back to the depths of our memory. We actually do have a coffee. So if you can't, if you can't commit to sort of monthly contributions to help support the channel, you actually can just do sort of a quick little drop, like a few bucks if you feel so inclined, into the coffee, and that actually does help. Like literally everything helps. Everything is extremely helpful. And every dollar is one more dollar of things that we couldn't afford before. And I will also say, since there was a lot of talk about mugs, butt mugs, we don't have those, but we do have other merch. We have a merch store. We have the Rule of Lore merch, and we have the Infinite Horizon t-shirts. So those are all there. I know Henry is particularly fond of his Rule of Lore mug. And as Henry would say, it's great for putting liquids in. So it's a good liquid holder. I'm trying to remember now all the things that we don't plug very often. Are there other ones?
We plug Patreon, we plug coffee, subscribe. Thank you so much for the gift subs.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Welcome everybody. Welcome to to having scrolls, or books, as the case may be, depending on how long you have been subscribed. Thank you so much. But sorry, now I'm fully derailed for a totally different and way better reason. Thank you. All of this means a lot, and I do want to shout out to our patrons again. Because that is a huge thing. Like, it is not a small contribution to making sure that we can actually do cool stuff, like commissioning very talented artists and composers to make the cool stuff that you get to see. I'm pretty sure because of Patreon alone, I was able to commission Evan for the It Came From the Loop theme. So, patrons, that's what you did. You did that. That was you. You made that possible. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm finally seeing Ray's merch request, which is the long wooden stick printed with the Rule of Lore logo and some random homebrew item, Ruler of Lore.
Coming soon to an Etsy shop near you.
That's amazing. Gemini Lightning points out that Rick Bud is subscribed, meaning even if he isn't watching right now, he was viewing this channel within a time period of enough to receive the gift sub. That's true. Rick Bud, hello and welcome to Rule of Lore, and thanks for being here. All right. I mean, that's all I got. I mean, join our Discord. I'll say it now. Join our Discord. Yeah. If you're not on there already, what are you even doing? I'll tell you what you're not doing. What you're doing. You're not on our Discord. You're not being on our Discord. And that's, you should do that because there's a lot of good conversations that have continued after Ramblemancy. Resources shared. There's an LFG channel. Announcements, timely announcements, and live announcements. It's the best place to get up-to-date information. Like, Twitter's good too, but like Twitter's usually like a few minutes behind, and sometimes I straight up forget to post there after I posted to Discord because I hit the enter button several times, and I go, I've finished my tasks for today, and that's just not the case. So, and as far as other than that, the next thing that I can think of is that tomorrow there is a stream. We are doing a Borderlands stream, Borderlands 2. We're continuing with Breed Down, and we will be playing one of the most intense parts of the game. It's gonna be fun with Giant Asterisk.
I'm terrified.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening at Rule of Lore, and then of course Wednesday we return to Boulder City, Nevada for It Came From the Loop, episode 2. I will also say a note on, we are currently working on getting It Came From the Loop on podcast, but it's going to take us a while because there's some really, really fun problems and barriers that anchor through in our to doing that. So we're trying to figure that out. We're going to get it done as soon as possible, but there's a good chance that the podcast won't be available until after the show is already over, since there's so many other things that we have many irons in the fire. Lots of them. All of them, in fact. All of the irons, they're all in the fire. I don't know why they're all in there, but that's where they are. We put them there, and yeah.
That's where they went.
The time we took off from Infinite Horizon has actually just seen us doing more work.
We were actually less busy when we were doing more things. So
yeah.
Yeah, but did you start the fire? Well,
we didn't start the fire.
Yeah, so
I can't sing it because
all right. I think with that we will do something that we have never done since before the times when we actually felt comfortable being on stream. And back in an age in the before times when we were very nervous about absolutely anything that we did on stream. We're going to end on time.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
new.
We're gonna
Just seconds ago, we passed the hour-and-a-half mark.
Yeah.
This is
I know.
Huh.
like bizarre,
Mhm.
surreal, even.
It really is.
Ending on
Huh.
time. Gasp! Exactly. Like we don't
Yeah.
do that here. Even when it's important that we do, we don't do it. This must be a mirror universe. God, I hope so. Uh, all right.
You know, in hindsight, though, it was a pretty good episode of Ramblemancy. Sorry, I had to get one more in.
I wasn't even listening because I was distracted by karaoke night saying, "If only I could measure the time spent here with a fancy themed ruler."
We have a merch demand to meet.
We have a merch demand to meet. All right, let's see if we've got anybody that we can raid right now. Because I would like to do
Hindsight. Damn it, John.
that. There it is. There it is.
I told you I was gonna get one more in.
That was
not
a good
even
one. That
the-
was subtle. I like that. I was trying to
Uh-huh.
think of how I could we're gonna put all those jokes in the
Okay.
rear view mirror, but it just didn't have the same
Yep.
clippiness to it.
Hold
That's
on.
good.
I got distracted as I went to go and find somebody to raid because I saw that I got an email saying that somebody, I believe it was karaoke night, at least, bought us a coffee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's see. I'm gonna actually focus on what I'm doing here and actually look to see who's. Did I see?
I see that Saving to a Show is going.
Okay.
I'm on my Twitch account right now.
Right. Rainy is streaming, of course. Rainy
why
Keys
is-
is streaming.
Why
Perfect.
is my Twitch not showing Rainy?
I don't know, but she's
follow
streaming.
Rainy.
Seems like she's streaming some Dragon Age Inquisition, and I very much appreciate that her stream title is it's Dwagon Fightin' Time. So
It's
Dwagon Fightin'
I love that.
Time.
Also, if you are unaware, yesterday was Rainy's birthday.
Oh
So-
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's go. We're all
do
gonna go,
this.
and we're gonna give a big rule of lore. Happy birthday to Rainy. That's what we're doing
Yes.
right
Birthday
now. That seals it.
raid.
I love this so much.
All right, the raid has begun. So yeah,
So sweet.
tomorrow, Borderlands 2 stream.
6 p.m. Pacific.
6 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you, Freeman.
Yes.
And then Wednesday, we are back with more It Came From the Loop. So if you haven't seen it yet, episode 1 is on YouTube, and you can check that out right now, as of today. So we're going to go raid Rainy. Let's go give a big happy birthday to Rainy. It's going to be great. She's going to lose her freaking mind. It's going to be awesome. We're going to totally derail her entire stream. It's going to be great. All right, everybody. Good night and good zone, and we'll see you the next time you decide to come roll with us.